Welcome to Voice Bootcamp, a global name in unified communication. Hello, my name is Faisal Khan, CEO and founder of VoiceBootcamp.com. In this particular video, I'm going to show you the Active Directory preparation for UCCE. Now, we have a bunch of servers, for example, Windows Server running various components of the UCCE platform, such as we have PG, we have CVP, PGA, we have an admin server, we have the logger and a progger. Now, the Active Directory plays a vital role in UCCE platform deployment because that is where the centralized repository system for the entire call center environment. So it is important that you have an Active Directory set up or you have an access to an Active Directory. So if you go to Start Program Tools, you'll see the Active Directory components. But what we're interested here is to look at the DNS settings. First of all, the domain name that we're using is under where we're going to create our ICM. Here is an example of a domain name that we have, where you have both forwarding zone and a reverse zone. So it is important that the both forwarding zone and reverse zone is configured properly. In the forwarding zone, you have all the IP host address of each individual servers. For example, I have the progger A and the progger B. That's the main component of the ICM. We have a separate server for admin AW. We have a server for PGA. We have a server for PGB. So both side A and side B. And we also have CVPA for side A and CVPB. CVPB is not yet included here for some reason. I will double check it. But anyway, so all these host name must be configured with the appropriate reverse zone. So if you look at the reverse zone, the subnet that I'm using, these are all the IP addresses of the reverse zone. Sometimes what happens is the various component will do a reverse lookup to find the appropriate host name on an IP address. So that is extremely important that you have the proper Active Directory setup created. Second, if you go to the tools, users and computers. Now here under this particular domain is where all that UCCE platform will be created. So one of the first things that we usually do here is under the corp.voicebootcamp is to add an ICM component. So which will show it to you in the next lab of how to create the ICM root into the Active Directory. But by looking at it right now, there is no Cisco related task container here. When we continue with our lab in the next few chapter, you will see that there is a component comes up called ICM root, and in any given forest there can only be one ICM root. Now you can have multiple forests or sub forests and whatnot. Again, I'm not an expert in Active Directory with a different Cisco container, for example, but under one particular tree there can only be one Cisco ICM root. So that's pretty much the preparation that you need, and of course make sure you have the Windows 2008 R2 server installed. You have to make sure this part of Active Directory is configured and everything should be all ready to go. Alright, so that's pretty much it about the Active Directory. I will see you in the next lab.